All right, folks, let's kick things off. It is 12:05. Welcome to 12:05 Live. I'm Coach Kieran Diorio. I help high-performing professionals accelerate their family happiness without sacrificing their business success. Welcome once again to Point A. We are on part 3 of our Filters series. So excited to share this. Also excited to be wrapping it up. But I wanted to take just a few minutes today. I'm going to keep it very concise. The feedback is for shorter and shorter videos, so we're going to deliver that. But I do want to talk about one of our most important filters, and that's our spiritual filters. Okay. Quick recap. In our previous 2 sessions, I talked about filters defined as being what's in place as we perceive events, really what's influencing our experiences, whether it's our careers or our families or whatever aspect of our life. We have these things in place that are really, in fact, imparting quite a bit of influence on how we experience any aspect of life. So I've posited the interchangeability between the terms filters and influences or influence or influencers. So for the purposes, again, for today's session, let's think of those as all synonyms, if you will. Okay. Also talked about the importance of our awareness of our filters or influencers. It's the first step to stop living at the effect of them and, frankly, to start living with a higher degree of control and choice. So we all have filters. They are just simply part of our consciousness. That is A-OK. What's not okay is cruising around in ignorance of them, because in fact, they really, really impact so much of our lives. When I talked about the impact of a physical filter a couple sessions back, I talked about it not just being the low back pain, rather it being us really performing at 2/3 of our actual energy in a sales presentation because, my back is so tight, I can't think of anything else. Or maybe it's with that low back pain, I'm treating someone I care about harshly because I'm in pain, and I'm experiencing the interaction between my spouse and me in a very negative way because I've got this low back pain, which is filtering or influencing, my energetic presentation in that moment. So very, very important that we understand we all have filters and the importance that we of our awareness of them. Okay. So as always, your questions, your comments, your thoughts, totally welcome. If you get something in the chat, I'll try to address it. If not, hit me up with it later on my website, pointacoachingconsulting.com. I'll be sure to get back to you. And hey, let me once again cite Dr. Bruce D. Schneider's work, core energy coach, great teacher. A lot of today's information is courtesy of Bruce's teachings. Okay. So, hey, I've talked about different types of filters this week. I'm going to talk about spiritual influences or filters. These are so crucial for us because they drive directly to our sense of purpose or meaning in any and all aspects of life. Okay, that sense of fulfillment at work is very much a part or is very much influenced by your spiritual filters. Okay, that experience we have where we really feel like we're making a difference or we're contributing to our community, very much impacted by our spiritual filter or influencer, because this is what pushes us to do what we do. It is the drive behind so much of what we do. So spiritual influence or filter, absolute crucial thing to be aware of and to understand to the greatest degree that you can. I'll give you 2 examples of a spiritual influence or a filter. Okay. Our values are a huge filter or influencer in terms of how we're experiencing what we're experiencing. If you're in a sales position and the company changes direction from being a very high quality service provider, like you can deliver no matter what. That's how you operate as an individual producer in that company. And let's say the company changes from that to something a little less or much less different service model, and in your heart of hearts that the quality of what you're delivering is going to be of a much lower quality than it has in the previous year. You're probably going to struggle with pushing forward, being committed to that, because at some level you value delivering quality. And when you can't, right? When you've got a situation that's coming up in conflict with that value, it's going to be extremely difficult to operate in that environment because your influence, what's going on, is very much in conflict with a key value of yours. So it's going to present a lot of trouble. Going to present a lot of challenge for you. Okay, so one example of a spiritual influence or filter connected to a value. Another example of a spiritual influence or filter would be having trust or faith in someone, whether it's a leader at work or a spouse or a colleague, right? If you're coming from a place where you do have great trust and great faith in someone, you're going to experience your interactions, you're going to experience your projects together, you're going to experience a relationship, a marriage, whatever it is. You're going to experience that in a very enhanced and positive way because the trust is there, the faith is there, right? If it's not there, if that filter is something quite to the negative, if it's in fact detracting, if you don't have confidence in that leader or you don't have that trust in a spouse, you're going to experience that relationship very differently and probably quite negatively. Okay. And that's really about it. Again, I've been asked to keep these concise, so I'm going to stop there just with a couple examples of those spiritual influencers. Again, so crucial, so important because they drive so much of what we do and how we do it and why we do it. And let me just wrap up with that. This is our last piece in our filter series this week. Again, your questions, your comments, your thoughts, all absolutely welcome. Hit me up at my website, pointacoachingandconsulting.com. Also, keep in mind, I'm available for seminars, individual coaching, and now team coaching for corporations. So again, all that information is available, pointacoachingandconsulting.com, or call me at 724-331-9263. And thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next week.